It is exactly 8:43 a.m. and we're now going to be talking with Musinguzi Goodluck. He's a Kampala-based investigative journalist, and we are going to be looking at Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni having won his seventh term. And he's 81 years old. He's secured a 71.65% support. That is what the Electoral Commission says. After contentious election campaign, he defeated his main challenger, 43-year-old Bobby Wine, who received 24.72% of the vote, according to official results. All of this, as the election was unfolding, there was a nationwide internet blackout. So how did all of that impact on the elections and the final results of these elections? Musinguzi, Goodluck, a very good morning. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Musinguzi Goodluck. I'm here in Kampala. It's a sunny day. We are done with voting for the presidential elections and the parliamentary elections. But also today there is another set of special interest groups of parliamentary elections that include workers, youth, people with disability, and later on others. Yes, the campaign has been a grueling, almost 3 months of campaign in Uganda, where the different candidates started with a message. And as time went on, the two contenders, Bobby Wine, Chagulanyi, who is Chagulanyi Robert, had his message, and the President Yoweri Museveni also had a different message. Now, as we went on in the second month, their message came on the top. Bobby Wine, or Robert Chagulanyi, was asking the youth, was asking the people that after so many years of President Yoweri Museveni, after 40 years of leadership, that people should elect him to take on, to lead the transition and to help this person, President Yoweri Museveni, to settle down. But he also said, I know it won't be an easy road, and therefore he gave a message that was saying, I am giving you to act on my behalf.
Hello, are you there?
And eventually that message sort of started becoming very popular among the youth. Yes, I'm there.
Okay.
I'm hearing you.
Okay.
I'm there.
Thank you. Carry on, please.
Do you have me?
I have you now. Yes. Do continue. Hello.
So
please continue.
So the message to the young people was yes. Yeah, the message to the young people was that use your numbers, make sure you take over the leadership of the country, but make sure when you are voting for me, don't wait for me to first speak or give you any orders. Make sure you protect the vote. After voting, stay on the polling stations. And now that message sort of became contentious. It became a very big debate in our society, and we saw the army, the Electoral Commission saying that after voting, people should be able to go back home. The churches, the religious leaders came and talked about that same message, and therefore that message became the contention of this election. And so, like 1 or 2 days to elections, we wake up, we find our. I think it was 6 p.m. We find our internet is off, and therefore we had to operate in darkness. We didn't know, but people were able to move to their polling stations. But also interestingly, this vote has had a low turn up because the period between Christmas holidays and voting was so close. And so people who had gone for the holidays up country, if they returned back to cities where they are, they never returned back to go and vote. So we voted, the government switched off the internet because the message of Bobby Wine, Mr. Robert Chagulanyi, the presidential candidate, was sort of resonating with young people. But because also there was also fake news on the internet all the time, and it sort of, I think, could have led the government to decide that.
Okay, let me ask you this very,
Hello.
yes, let me share two comments with you and I'd like your response. We understand that a spokesman for the opposition party, that's the National Unity Platform, has told AFP News Agency on Saturday that the results were a sham. That's number one. Number two, Goodluck Jonathan, the former Nigerian president, has said that it was sad because there was a lot of fear that were instilled into the public. It eroded the public's trust in the electoral process. And he obviously was representing the election observers from the African Union and other regional bodies. Would you agree with those two statements? The one from Nigerian President, former Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan, and the one from obviously the National Unity Platform, which is the opposition party.
My comment is this: when elections started, the NRM party had over 60,000 agents who had been deployed in all over 50,000, towards 60,000 polling stations. In my district where I voted from, I didn't see any agent of the National Unity Platform. Not only at my polling station, but in my entire region, they didn't have any person. And therefore, they were very strong in the central part of the country, and also in part of the east, a region called Busoga and Buganda. And for me here, they had an opportunity to make sure that people vote. But because the message of confrontation had, the way the government was responding to their message and them, we saw a low turn up. And so me, I can say that he who alleges, if they had agents across the country, you could be, agreeing with what they are saying. But if in almost 2/3 of the country you don't have agents, it becomes so difficult. They face so many challenges, raising resources, getting enough money to, to facilitate their campaign. And for me, I understand from that point that they have been struggling because they couldn't raise enough money. And therefore, it becomes, because even here in the central region, President Museveni was able to win some seats in parliament. So the message from the National Unity Platform, I can't dispute it, but I might also not support it because it lacks some empirical evidence. But since they are the ones speaking, we normally take it, but also what is on the ground. Now, as
okay, we need to wrap up now. Unfortunately, sorry, I need to wrap up. Let me ask you the final question.
Yes.
By and large, the people on the ground, are they comfortable? Are they happy? Are they embracing the results of the election? Are they happy with the results? Okay, we seem to have lost.
Normally, you find some of these statements on social media and there, but because social media is still limited, because the social media is shut down, I think we are all seeing our individual friends in our localities, but life has come back. I can't tell whether people are happy or not, but we had anticipated violence. We have not seen violence. And maybe in the coming days, maybe National Unity Platform will guide its supporters, and that's what the government will be dealing with. So as far as I have not done any survey on the streets to know whether people are happy, but I have seen today after this whole long holiday, people are back to work.
Okay, we're going to have to leave it there. It's a pity that the internet was obviously blacked out, because that too makes you wonder if this in fact was um, a fair election, because why on earth would government want to black out the internet? Let's leave it there because the line was not great. I do apologize for that. We're going to be moving on. It is exactly 8:53 a.m. This is News and Views on Salam Media.
Hello, I'm Clive Stafford-Smith, calling you from England, where it's really cold and wet, and I'm really looking forward to coming to South Africa next week. I'll be there on various human rights issues, mainly Afia Siddiqui, the most oppressed woman in the world right now. We need your support, we need your help. But I've also got some other human rights projects I'd like to discuss with you all too. So please come along. I'll look forward to meeting all of you, and we'll do some justice together. Thanks. Bye.